Okay, so I just came back from the West Coast Trail just a couple of weeks ago with my girlfriend Ray, and we did a lot of research before we were headed out on all the different gear, and we did pretty well in the end. We came in very light. I think my pack was about 10 kilo, including the food for the 7 days and 6 nights. But there were some mistakes that we made and some things we missed out and things we could have done better. So I just kind of wanted to kind of share what we brought along and some of the learnings. So this was the backpack that I used. It was a Z-Packs haul. I'm going to put all the details in Lighter Pack website later, so all the specific model numbers and things that I often forget. But that was the backpack. Pretty expensive, but it's super light and it has a frame structure, so you get some ventilation and things like that. This is the Z-Packs Duplex tent. This is fantastic, super light. Made of this Dyneema Cuban fiber. Super light and naturally water resistant. This is a lightened Enigma 20 degree quilt. So not a sleeping bag, but a quilt, which is slightly less material and therefore lighter. And then I had a pad from Thermarest. It's the Neo Air, and I got rid of the original sack, just used a hair tie for it. And then this is a lightweight, I forget the middle name, but it's from Sea to Summit. And so that is the pillow. So that is the sleeping system. And then I had a few electronic items. This is a head lamp, which is USB charged, and it's from a company called Yuko Air. And then I took a iPhone with me in its case, and also some headphones. In the end, I didn't use the headphones once, so I would have skipped that. And I also brought a 10,000 milliamp battery, which was way too much. So we could have just done with one between us rather than having one each. For toiletries, so I had a toothbrush inside a case, and then we used some tablets from Lush. So these kind of dried tablets for toothpaste. Wet wipes, I had a pack of wet wipes and some hand sanitizer. And I think that was it. And then we had, like, this is a kind of ditty bag, so for all the little things would go into that, along with my sleeping clothes to keep it, make sure it gets dry. We had a bear bag kit, which again you really don't need on the West Coast Trail. Only a couple of the campsites don't have a locker, so you could probably do without as long as you plan to be at those campsites with lockers. But it's a super simple setup. This is a rope with a rock bag and then a large food bag that you can hang from a tree. I had a couple of hiking poles from Black Diamond. You have to have hiking poles on the West Coast Trail. Kitchen. So I had a titanium pot from Tokes. This is 550 milliliters. This was enough for us, and we shared that and made use of it together. And this is a little kitchen pot of different things, all inside this random plastic tub. Could have used a lighter tub really. A big mini lighter and a stove from BRS, which is super simple light stove. It's a bit tricky to get out. You don't really need the case. This is going to be very strong and reliable. A tiny little sponge, but I think we would have better swapped this for steel wool instead of a sponge. A knife from Buck, just a really simple knife, which came in actually quite useful. And so all of that together for the kitchen stuff. And then to eat out of, we use this collapsible cup. Sea to Summit have cups like this, but this is just an Amazon knockoff, which was way cheaper and same kind of weight and size and everything. And it comes with a lid, so you can, if you're allowing things to soak, then you can have the lid on it. And then a spork, long handles titanium spork from Tokes as well. Also super light, super strong, really good. And then we used these mini propane tanks with the setup. And we went through 1.5 of these tanks between us for the week. For sleeping, I've got 2 items, both from MEC, just merino wool top and bottoms, and then a very generic buff and a hat, which I just got from a thrift store. Definitely good to have a hat for sleeping. So that's that. And then we'll go on to, this is kind of the toilet section. So toilet paper, a trowel for digging a hole if you need to, but on the West Coast Trail there's enough bathrooms that you can get away with not using that. And then this was a kind of DIY bidet. So you just fill up this with water and you give it a squeeze and you get water shooting out, and you can use your imagination for that. This is some steaks to go with the tent, super lightweight steaks. For water, the Katadyn Be Free. This was excellent, really good flow rate, so I think it's slightly better than the Soy Squeeze, but you have to use their bottle because their size is unique to them, so you're kind of stuck with their bottle, but it's actually pretty good. Yeah, pretty good flow rate, and this wide opening here for taking in water in a stream, so that worked out really well. So I used that in combination with a smart water bottle, so you could drink out of this direct or put clean water out into here, and I'd often put electrolytes or a flavor into this, and so I could drink out of that as well. I'd probably go with a 1 litre smart water bottle, not the 700, because it has a better structure, it's a stronger bottle. This one was a little too flimsy. Had a little simple bag with a few different bits and bobs. Notepad, pencil, and then for the West Coast Trail you'll be given a map, and then you need the various passes, and I took a copy of my passport just in case. And I had a butt pad, didn't really use it that much, it's super light but you could probably skip it. And then for, this is also another miscellaneous item, compass, didn't really need it, don't really need to have that. For day-to-day hiking, I have just a shirt, a hiking shirt from Columbia, super light and makes you really breezy, and some skimpy shorts from Patagonia. They were also excellent, and I just wore that. These have like an inliner, so you can do without having boxer shorts for the entire week actually. And these are gaiters, really skimpy ones, but actually good enough. And I use those in combination with trail runners rather than hiking boots, and it worked out perfectly fine. Definitely need gaiters for the beach sections. Some thermal tights from Nike. If it was cold, I would wear that in combination with the shorts. And then I had a puffy jacket from Uniqlo, and I brought also just a simple hanky, but I didn't really need to use that at all. And some super lightweight, flimsy rain gear. This is from, what's it called? Frog Talks, that's it, yeah. Like they're kind of so cheap, it's like 15 bucks, they're kind of disposable if they really get damaged, but actually they held up pretty well, and you definitely need some sort of waterproofs. And then a baseball cap from REI. And I think that's it. There might be a couple of items that aren't here. I think socks. I had some just generic socks for sleeping, and also had Darn Tough socks for hiking during the day. And I definitely recommend bringing gloves. We had some gloves, but they were really rubbish ones from a dollar store. Just some Marigold dishwashing gloves would actually be really good. Some things that you can keep dry. And I think that's it. So that's a wrap. Thank you.